Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Film Room. We're going to cover the topic of how do you increase your court vision. A lot of people think that this is just something you're born with, but I'm going to show you in this video that it's actually very simple to begin to understand how to pick apart defenses and make great decisions. And in this video, I'm going to show you clips of pro basketball players making poor decisions so that you can see where they went wrong and understand that even the best players in the world still make mistakes. And if you don't already have a Euroleague TV pass, their season just started, and the link to get a 15% discount on your first year is in the comments section, and the promo code is FilmRoom15. Now, when we think about guys with great court vision, we usually think of possessions like this, where a guy splits a screen, gets downhill to the paint, and then throws a perfect pass to an open shooter, and oftentimes we wonder, how did he even know that he was there and he was wide open? Well, we're going to break this process down into something I refer to as downhill decision making. Now, the goal of any offensive possession is you want to beat your man off the bounce and get downhill so that we can draw defenders in. That's when this downhill decision-making process starts. Now, there's a lot of different ways to get downhill. Driving past your man is just one of them, but the most important thing once you get downhill is identifying what's referred to as the help side defender. That's the first person that you run into after getting downhill. Now, in that possession, the help side defender was late, so the guard could score a layup. In this possession, the help side defender is on time, and it results in this block. So anytime that you can get downhill against your defender, you are probably going to run into a help side defender, and the goal is to engage that defender and then look to pass it off. And what happens way too often in the game of basketball is when a ball handler gets downhill and they engage that help side defender, instead of dishing it off to the guy who is now open, they try and shoot it, and they either miss it because it gets blocked or because of the degree of difficulty. And unless you're playing a really low level of basketball, you are almost always going to have a help side defender step up when you drive. So without predetermining, you need to anticipate finding that next open man. This is one of the great chess matches that take place in the game of basketball, and you have to understand the details of it to really appreciate what's going on. Let's take this possession for an example. This looks like a routine dump off for a layup, but if you watch closer, as the ball handler gets downhill, he makes this ball fake to try and keep 41 with his man so that he can score it, and as soon as he gets in the air and realizes 41 is committed to him, then he dumps it off to the big late for a layup.
What's the right hand fake there, then the left hand up and under as he pulls Z-sits from his man.
So as you watch these next few possessions, see if you can identify where the guard engages the big and then makes the decision to give it up. Now let's move on to the next layer of this progression. When you're getting downhill and you're engaging that help side defender, it's not a simple A or B decision of do I score it or dump it off. There is a third layer that you have to read that's in this opposite side corner, and that decision is based off of what this secondary help defender does that's often known as a crackback defender. Now on that possession, the guard decided to shoot a tough shot rather than dumping it off, and he got his shot blocked. Well, in this scenario, you get almost the same situation. Here comes the help side defender, and the ball can either go to the big or to the opposite corner based on what the crackback defender does. He makes the right decision and they get a layup. So hopefully by now you're starting to easily identify that first help side defender. Once we get him to engage, we need to find that secondary defender, which is number 7. He's taking away this pass to the corner, and that's how we know that the big is open. Now in this next possession, you will see the exact same scenario take place. The guard gets downhill, he engages that help side defender, and now you can see that the crackback is taking away the big, so this ball should go to the opposite corner for an open 3. Now there will be situations where you won't have a big near the paint, but the same rules apply. As this guard gets downhill, a help side defender steps up, and now there's 2 extra defenders that are responsible for guarding 1, 2, 3 guys on the backside, and now the guard just has to determine which one is open. And this is why off-ball spacing is so important. You want to occupy the corner and the wing so that that secondary defender has a hard time deciding which one to go to. Now there is one more layer of this process that we have to talk about. Sometimes that first decision is going to come from the strong side corner with that gap defender, and the help side defender we've been talking about this whole video is actually going to be the second decision that you make. Now this scenario is less common because most coaches don't like to help out of the strong side corner, but it's still a downhill decision. So on this drive, the first decision is based off of the help on the left, and the second decision is based off of the help on the right. So that possession results in a block, whereas this exact same scenario results in a catch and shoot three because he sees that first help defender makes the right decision off of it and they get a corner kick out. Every player with great court vision follows this same process, and hopefully now you have the tools to increase yours. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and feel free to leave me a comment. Thanks for coming through. We'll see you next time in the film room.